I'm brandishing a knife.
That was some funny shit you said that. Something.
And I'm gonna cut you. And I said, ooh. I'm the captain now. What's up, everybody? You know who it is, what's happening, where it's at, and why we're here today. How you doing? It is I, the sublimely magnificent, big ugly himself, Omari Feogrande on YouTube, Pete on the show, here with my boy, Superjaz.
And if you're wondering, no, you're not living in the Twilight Zone. Well, if you actually step out of your door, you might be living in the Twilight Zone, if you feel me. But you're not living in the Twilight Zone on the Whatever We Want podcast. If you're wondering why the first voice you heard doing a movie quote that wasn't the next letter of the alphabet after R, and the person that introed the show was not your boy, go ahead and watch the last episode. We had a friendly little Whatever We Want bet. And within that wager, I lost. And in this dude, it doesn't seem fair for that one. Let me do that. Showing off ass bitch. Nah. No, I know you were. I know you tried to be fair. But
I went into it saying that if I thought the first quiz was too easy, I wanted you to give me a run back.
But we did that, to be fair. And Pete ended up winning twice. So he get to do a quote. Now, does that mean that when we come to L, I actually can't say the right way that, see, you understand. They don't understand.
The look at me, I'm the captain now.
I'm not mad.
I thought about doing look at me, I'm the captain now, but I was like, nah, I just want I'm the captain now.
Because you get to do the quote. Because I'm not mad. I'm not like angry. But I told people before we even recorded, I was like, I'm a little upset that this the first one since I started the movie quote thing. I think episode 3, I think it was. I'm a little upset that it's the first one where I don't get to open up with the movie quote. And then he may have taken a quote from me. Well, no, we already did.
No, you already did.
Already did L.
You also already did I. You did It's Alive.
Yes, you're right. But he said the quote wrong, and then he's still saying the quote a little wrong from a way we know it in the lexicon and don't even know. It's look at me, I am the captain now.
Well, when I try,
but it don't matter.
All I've heard is, like, to be fair, I have not watched the movie that is from.
Me either.
All I've seen is people go, "I'm the captain now." Like, all I ever hear colloquially is the "I'm the captain now" part, and I was like, let me make sure this is even from a movie. So that's what I was doing, like, right before. I didn't know if I assumed it was from a movie, but it could have been from anything. It's 2021. You can make a picture of a frog on a unicycle and put, "Oh shit, here come that boy." Oh no, here come that boy. Oh shit, what up? And make it a meme.
I think I've seen something like that.
And make it a meme. Okay, so I'm the captain now could have been a meme somebody pulled from some fucking YouTube, like, video, some YouTube creator. I wanted to make sure it was from a movie.
What's your quote for D? Damn, Daniel. I would have been like, okay, look.
That's not a movie, and I wouldn't have done
exactly. You talking about stuff.
I hated Damn Daniel.
What was so bad about Damn Daniel? It was dumb. Pretty silly, but I didn't hate it.
That was me on my get off my lawn shit about back in my day. Memes were blah, blah, blah.
Back in my day, little boys didn't say "damn Daniel." They said, "I like turtles."
I like turtles. At least that was something that just naturally happened and not like.
Damn Daniel was too. He was just he. They weren't trying to be famous. He was like, "Damn Daniel, you got the Vans on. You killing it."
Back and at it again happened. With the white Vans. Now who's Miss?
I know what he said. I know. Did you know, clearly by the way that I said everything wrong? I wasn't trying to say anything right.
The man got a shoe endorsement from it.
I know, that's crazy. Bruh. Cash Me Outside Girl is now a big time rapper.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about what else she got famous for because of all the fucking pedophiles out there. But anyway, Oh, you didn't hear? She started an OnlyFans and became a millionaire in like an hour
Oh, that's disgusting. Oh, that's
because she had like
disgusting.
just because she had finally turned 18.
I mean, technically, when she came out, she was about 15, and it's been at least 3 years.
But the fact
But
that
that's
these
disgusting.
pedophiles
That's disgusting.
were chomping at the bit so hard.
Which means that they were probably already touching themselves, whatever else, way
Exactly, because
before. That's
they were
nasty.
pedophiles.
I remember at one of my previous jobs, this dude in his early 30s, he was like, "Oh yeah, not so like catch me outside, girl." And he was like, "Oh man, she's so hot." And I said, "She's 15." He's like, "Oh shit!" Like that's the appropriate response. Oh shit, because I remember at one of my jobs before said previous one that I was talking about with that, this dude was 30. I was 23 at the time, and you remember Hit Girl, Chloe Grace Moretz. And this is
Mm-hmm.
no offense to Chloe Grace Moretz in the slightest, because I hope she wouldn't take offense to it, but I don't mean any if there's any that might seem to be thrown. But Chloe Grace Moretz, when Kick Ass was coming out, and then she did Hugo and Neighbors, whatever else. Okay, cool. But at the time, I think Kick Ass, and she was starting to be big. Hit Girl was becoming the it girl, so to speak. And I remember I was about 23 at the time, and my one of my coworkers, he was 30, and he said something like thinking that, oh man, she was so hot and all this stuff. And I remember being like, she's like 15, right? And he goes, she's like 15, right? So I don't give a shit.
So this is the Whatever We Want podcast, where we talk about whatever we want.
What is up with me for getting this intro this show?
And we went off on a tangent. I went off on
Six
the
and a half
tangent
minutes
too.
in,
I
forgot to
went
intro.
I went off on the tangent too, so that's what happens. This is the Whatever We Want podcast where we talk about whatever we want. And right now, what I want to say is that there's more than one thing I hate more than Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. But one of my most hated things in the world is pedophiles. We don't need to make a whole topic out of it, but I'm just gonna go ahead and state that now. Anyway, we can talk about other topics now. So
Hey, you want to
one
move
of the
on from
topics that
that?
I was thinking of, unless you had a topic to think of off the top of your head,
No,
I
I'm just
got
laughing that I forgot to intro the show, which is funny. Go ahead.
I got a question for you, Jess. What can you think of anything specifically that you have ever just been like, let's say the release of, or the debut of, or something along those lines that you have just been hype as all shit for, anticipating like with the max? And if so, what was the thing that you were the most excited for, the most hyped for, and about how long do you think you were hyped for it?
Surprisingly enough, and I say surprisingly because I honestly think people would be surprised, not just because of me, but for anyone to be so hyped. But I was a lot younger, probably 16 at the
Mm-hmm.
time. I don't remember exactly, maybe 16. And I remember being in the theater, my mom, my brother, myself. I don't remember what we were watching. I mean, I probably would remember the movie, but I don't remember what we were watching at the time. Trailer plays before the movie. I'm watching this trailer the whole time. Oh my God, this looks amazing. Oh my God, this looks amazing. Oh my, what is the name of this? Again, 16 years old, maybe. Okay. So much younger, young boy, right? Some action shit. What is the name of this movie? Tell me the name of this because I'm gonna see this shit. What is this? I'm dead serious. Want it? I'm seeing it. I'm seeing that
Oh
fucking
god,
movie.
with the
I don't
curving of the
care.
bullets.
Oh my God, yes. And then I remember I couldn't wait. I think I saw that with my mom, my brother too. I loved that movie. I think I was 14, really now I think about it. But I remember seeing the trailer, be like, what is this? I want to see this. And I saw it, right? About 2 years ago, before the world did what it did. And me and some of my friends, we hanging out, watching some movies and whatnot. They wanted to get together to hate watch Twilight. You ever got together to hate watch a movie? It's pretty fun.
Kinda.
Yeah, but they wanted to hate watch Twilight. And one of my friends, female friends, but she was surprised that I made it to the age that I was, which was like 28 at the time, maybe 29. She was surprised that I had gotten that old without never seen a single Twilight movie,
Well,
even
she'd
just
be
period.
surprised to
And I was
see
like,
how
well,
old I am without having watched one.
because something happened in it, and then I was just like, wait, what, blah, what? And I was like, this. And she's like, have you never seen this movie? I was like, no. She's like, really? What the fuck? How do I ain't seen that? But
Why
anyway,
the fuck would I watch it?
anyway, we get to get exactly. So we get together and watch Twilight, and then after we watched the first Twilight, we were like, you want to watch the second one? We didn't want to watch the second one, but we watched something else. We were like, we'll meet next week and watch the second one. Okay, which we did too. We didn't finish the series though, but we go ahead and say, oh, let's go ahead and watch Wanted. And this is all these years after 14, 15, 16-year-old Jazz had seen Wanted when he was younger. And I said to my friends, I was like, y'all, we are probably about to watch two different movies right now because my young self loved the shit out of this movie when I was younger. And I'm going to see if it is the exact same. And yeah, I see the problems and the holes in the fucking movie. But you know what? Not even just nostalgia, but dumb action movie fun. Jazz as a grown-ass man and Jazz as a teenager, and with that movie still meet in the fucking middle. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not no Wanted fanboy. I don't want to put a Wanted poster on my wall. I'm not in love with Angelina Jolie. James McAvoy, amazing actor. Not necessarily on top or whatever like that. Okay, cool. I never tried to curve a bullet. Mythbusters did a whole fucking show where they actually tried to curve a bullet and put a lot of time into testing.
Oh yeah, it was the hot topic at the moment. Why not?
I don't. But can you? No, you can't. Anyway, so but no, I'm not a Wanted fanatic, Wanted fanboy, but I remember the feeling of, and I can't think off the top of my head, any movie where I've been in the theater, seen a trailer, and while the trailer's running, I'm like, okay, tell me what it's called. Wanted, yeah. And then seeing it and loving it just as much. And then fast forwarding all these years and loving it just as much. So that is one example.
Fair. I don't know any movie that did that to me. But, I guess I should expect that, a movie that focuses mainly on action and stuff, not necessarily on plot, but focuses on a lot of action, would really appeal to you. I know you love movies like that. You think they're just excellent. So anyway, we're going to go ahead. No. A movie that had a lot of action. You said it was just a lot of stupid action. It was nothing but action, just stupid action. Who cares about the plot? You enjoyed the movie. You said it had a bad story. You said, the plot had a lot of issues, but it was just a movie with stupid fun. And that's fine. No, I get it. You like those kind of movies. I like those kind of movies. I don't have a problem with that. I love me some Crank.
Okay.
I love me some Crank.
I'm stepping on.
I love me some Crank. Crank is an awesome movie. I'm agreeing with you that the plot doesn't necessarily have to matter if you enjoyed yourself and you enjoyed all the action. Sometimes you can just watch a movie. It has a lot of stupid action and it means a lot to you because you really enjoyed your experience watching it. And I completely understand that. So I don't know any movies that did that for me, like what happened with Wanted. However, there was a game that I ended up waiting about 1,084 days for.
Do you remember? Wait, you remember the exact number of days?
I did the math calculation a little bit earlier, but it was. I remember how long it was. I just didn't know the number of days. I knew how long it was. Just didn't know how many days that equated to.
That's about 3 years.
It was 3 years. It was 3 years and 3 days minus 14 days. 1,084 days. So, and I'll get to it. So, God of War, God of War, the first game. I was like, this looks interesting. Saw someone play the opening of it. Like, this game looks fun. Ended up playing it. It was a Vengeance Quest. I'm a sucker for Vengeance Quest. I really love Vengeance Quest. I believe we talked about it here. I think I mentioned it because I mentioned when I was talking about how much I hated Wuthering Heights.
That was hilarious.
I mentioned that I'm a sucker for Vengeance Quest, and God of War was a giant Vengeance Quest. So God of War 2 comes out, and it wasn't necessarily advertised as a Vengeance Quest or anything, but I remember loving the first game, so I got it. Very quickly into the game, it becomes a Vengeance Quest all in of its own, and I'm like, I'm here for it. Then you get to the end of it. This game came out in 2007. It's been 13 years, so you wasn't going to play it if you ain't played it now. So the bottom line is you get to the end, and motherfucking Kratos is climbing up the fucking Mount Olympus with a bunch of titans, and he delivers this line, and he's got a giant-ass sword in his hand. He's like, Zeus! Your son has returned. I bring the fall of Olympus. And it's like, oh shit. In the credits of the game. I need more. I need more. I need more. And I was pretty much, and that was about 2 weeks after the game had come out, because I bought it on release day. About 2 weeks after it, and then I'm like, I can't wait for the next one. I played the shit out of that game. I played it like 4 times all the way through. Then took some time off because I had work and shit. But I waited. The second God of War 3 came out. It is the only game still to this day that I have ever preemptively called off work because I wanted to play it on the day it came out. I preemptively asked for that day off. Didn't tell them why. I just said I needed the day off. Because I refused to tell them I wanted off to play a video game. But I stayed up. I had waited for ever since 2 weeks after the God of War 2 came out. I was waiting for that game to come out. So from March, and the game God of War 2 was released in early March 2007. God of War 3 was early March 2010.
Fuck.
So that game came out. I stayed up with the person who's now my roommate. He gave me a ride to the GameStop. We weren't living together at the time, but he gave me a ride to that GameStop because he liked the series, just from like a casual fan type deal, but he still like enjoyed the idea of the series, and he understood why I liked it. So we took it, literally went to my house where we got the midnight release, stayed in line to pick it up at the midnight release.
Was there a lot of people there?
Yeah. Went home, played that game till like 8 in the morning. Wow. Now roommate, he wasn't then. He left at about 4 in the morning or 5 in the morning when I got stuck on a puzzle. I played that game till like 8 in the morning, went to sleep, woke up, went to where I worked to get lunch, went home, and finished it all in the same day. It was fantastic, especially because God of War 3 opens up with every God of War game. And this is one of the things I liked about them is you have your title screen and you do to pick a new game or whatever, and it's usually like a close-up on like Kratos' face in some regard, and then you pick the game and it goes right into something. Like the first God of War game, it was like you pick it, and as you pick as you pick whatever final option you do to start the game, it's like the gods of Olympus have abandoned me, and immediately goes into a cutscene. Now there is no hope. And Kratos, I was like, wait, y'all ain't fucking no loading screen? We just in there? Oh shit. God of War 2, he's like sitting in a throne, and then you pick it and it just zooms out. So Kratos was on a throne, and then like, oh shit, we're right in here.
That's dope.
God of War 3, you got fucking dark ass sky and rain and shit, and you still got like half of Kratos' face. You pick it, and his first words out of his mouth are, "My vengeance ends now." Oh shit, let's go! And then, but he goes, "My vengeance ends now," and like swings at the camera or something. and then it goes to a cutscene. So it's like the first one to not immediately go into a cutscene, but still close enough because he immediately like says some shit, and you're like, oh yeah. And then Zeus gives this speech, and then the first thing you see is that last shot from now. So yeah, and he slices the camera and stuff, and the Zeus goes into this like monologue, my brothers and sisters, blah blah blah, and there's like an owl flying through fucking Greece, and as Zeus is giving his epic, we gotta kill a nigga named Kratos speech, and then the owl finally like flies up over the mountains, and it goes right to the first line you see of Kratos: Zeus! Boom! Your son has returned. I bring the fall of Olympus. Meaning it took place literally right where 2 ended. And so
I know you were like, yes.
I said the line with him. I say the line with him every time he says it. It's like when I did it on my stream like a year or 2 ago for my birthday, and I played the first game, and at the end I was just saying the lines with it where he's like, I was trying to make you a good warrior. You succeeded. Damn. Like, fucking love that series. Like, if there is one video game series I can say is more than likely my favorite video game series, it's God of War. There bad games within it, or I get that the common person doesn't like God of War for whatever reason, and I understand it. I really do. I understand there are a lot of things I like that other people don't like, but it is what it is.
Well, first off, how many games are in the God of War series? 5, 6.
God of War 2, God of War 3, and let's say the one on PlayStation 4. So I'll say there's 4 main games.
Okay.
And by the way, had I known it was coming out when it was, I was pretty much going to buy a PS4
just for
God of War. Like that sealed the deal that I was buying a PS4. And when they announced the release date of God of War Ragnarok for PS5, that'll be the day I actively start trying to buy one.
Until then, is that the name that's already slated
Ragnarok? For it? Yes. Because now he's dealing with Norse mythology shit. God of War 5. But anyway, those are the 4 main games. But you also have Ghost of Sparta, Chains of Olympus, and Ascension. So 7. You have 7 games in the series. Ascension and Chains of Olympus are prequels. Ghost of Sparta takes place between 1 and 2.
How'd you feel about Kratos as a DLC? Was it DLC?
Loved it.
In the Mortal Kombat.
Loved it.
Yeah.
I was telling somebody the other day because they were talking about, like, they said Mortal Kombat 9 is their favorite Mortal Kombat, and I'm like, do I like 9 more than 10 and 11? And I'm like, I probably do because it had Kratos. Like, Kratos is the fucking homie. If they put him in Smash, I would buy him in a second. Just like I bought the season pass for Terry Bogard when they did it. Like, I'm a simple man. I understand why people hate DLC because certain companies abuse the shit out of that. But I don't hate DLC as a concept because what people don't necessarily realize is for all the things that have changed for inflation, video game prices have not. They haven't. If anything, they've gone down.
PlayStation 5 costs a god awful amount of money, though.
Consoles have always costed a god awful amount of money, and the games themselves have always costed a god awful amount of money. Like in the 90s, Super Nintendo games were still like $80-$90. If anything, the cost of a game has gone down.
Super Nintendos was like $80-$90 for a Super Nintendo. I knew that they were
for a game, yeah.
But a 64 game was like $50-$60.
And they've been $50-$60 ever since.
I didn't realize Super Nintendo was 80 or 90 when it was popular.
Depending on the game, yeah. Like I've seen like little sales circulars from like back in the day where it's like, holy shit, games used to cost that fucking much. No wonder parents weren't trying to give me that shit. Like if anything, games.
I gotta pay $400 or $500 for the system, and
Yeah.
then damn near another $100 every time I get you a game.
Yeah,
Fuck out of here.
and that's why our parents were like, yeah, fuck out of here. So if anything, games are the main thing that hasn't really adjusted for inflation. Not to mention the rise of the used game phenomena, and video game companies don't make money off of used game sales. They make money off the initial purchase, but when that same copy is then sold and resold 8 times, they see none of those other 7 times of purchase.
That's why they fucking charge so much for the game. On top of the fact that they can, part of the reason is probably that it's going.
So the games still cost the same amount to the user to buy, but they cost a hell of a lot more to make, which is why you get a lot more of these incomplete games that then patch shit in later because they still gotta meet their deadline times because of the companies that have it. And then you get the DLC, but as long as the DLC is done in a relatively tasteful manner and it enhances the game, especially if it's some like bonus shit, like I don't need this as a core part of the game. Like you want to throw in an extra stage later, sure. Or let's say you're a fighting game and you want to throw in like cosmetics. Nobody has to buy fucking cosmetics. I don't need to see, Laura from Street Fighter V in a fucking bikini outfit. I don't need that. But if somebody wants to spend money on that, sure, give it out there for the thirsty motherfuckers that want to see Laura in a bikini.
Spend money on this like one weapon that you can't beat the game with that, to beat the game.
Now Capcom.
To beat the game, you don't need the weapon, but the game is gonna be a billion times harder without.
Well, Capcom did fuck up way back when with Street Fighter Cross Tekken, where they had some DLC characters planned, and I don't have a problem with planned DLC. Like I said, if you got to release the thing at a certain time, and as long as you're upfront with it, like, hey, we're gonna have these characters later, sure. But when those characters were already on the disc when you released it, and they were just locked away behind the eventual DLC paywall, that's a bad look.
Waiting for a release date.
That's a bad look. That's a bad look, and I don't like that. Also, a lot of games just nickel and dime you with those transactions, or they have the shooter games with the pay to win or loot box systems.
Pay to win always seemed like. Now, granted, I'm not an avid gamer like I used to be. I say that I love gaming. I love gaming casually now. But the last game system I gamed heavily on was PlayStation 2. I just don't game. I don't own a system, don't game. I've thought about, since I live alone now, maybe buying one, but otherwise, But anyway, I've always wondered if paying for something that's going to help you beat the game and, make it super easy is one thing. Paying to win, is that fun?
Pay to win is an expression, for one.
Right. No, okay, but this is what I mean though, where you pay so much money that it'll help you level up ridiculously.
Well, whether it's leveling up, it depends on how you look at fun. So some people there's some people that enjoy the grind, but if it gets to a point where other people have gotten to that end thing because they did pay, and so you do nothing but lose all the time, and you pretty much feel like you have to pay just to compete, that's when it gets to a problem. That's when it's like pay to win. And like if you don't have enough fair distribution of ways to do this between the free to play and the payers, because there are payers that are just like, I got a job and I ain't got the time to grind to get that. That's how gotcha phone games work. That's their own thing.
That World of Warcraft episode of South Park.
And even World of Warcraft has character boost up to a level whatever, like 10 levels less than max, just to help people out. Like, look, we know you ain't trying to spend weeks to do this, and if you really want to spend the extra like $10-15 or whatever to do that, do you want to spend 15-20 hours or $15-20? Spend the $15-20 if I got it. And I haven't really done that a lot with the character boost in a while. I'm just saying that's something you can do.
Paying to unlock a stage or something like that. I'm like, Is it fun doing that though?
Depends. It depends if you really like the stage or you really like the characters or whatever.
No.
You pay for it.
You misunderstood what I meant. I don't mean paying to like unlock a brand new stage in a fighting game. I mean, if you're playing like an adventure type game and you need to get to the next level of said stage.
Oh yeah, no. It like if you need to pay to advance through the campaign,
that's what
not
I mean.
Necessarily.
That's
not really that. It just depends on. Like I say, DLC is a very situational.
Yeah, some games will do that where they're like, you're having a hard time, pay us a little bit, we'll go ahead and advance you to the next level, bro. We'll open this door.
Yeah, that's stupid. Like, no, I'm trying to get through here. But DLC in general, I'm fine with. And like I said, I'm a simple person. You throw a character at me that I like, I'm like, well, I don't even play Smash like that. I don't even play a lot of Smash Ultimate. The second they said Terry Bogard was in that game, I bought the season pass.
They got a lot of people.
Oh, Smash Ultimate? The slogan is everyone is here.
But they got people in there that are like, bruh, it's cool you in a fighting game. You don't belong here. Like, not in Bayonetta. I'm happy that Solid Snake is in it, but Solid
Snake's been around since Brawl, though.
Bruh, I know.
I mean, and with Snake and Bayonetta, well, with Snake, he's a gaming icon. And after a while, it stopped being, like, around Brawl, it stopped being, this is just the Nintendo game, as so much as it is an homage to gaming in general.
This is true. That's a good point. That is a good point.
And Bayonetta had her whole thing and was a very highly requested fan favorite because thirsty people be thirsty.
Girl with heels and tight leather onesie. Yeah.
Hair, by the way. Her outfit is made out of her hair. She's practically naked.
I thought it was leather.
It's so like knit together that it's practically a leather outfit. But the in-game mechanic, that game does not hide what it's about. Her super moves in the game are called climaxes, for crying out loud. Now Smash kind of hides what it's about because that's not what Smash is about. Well, but you can still see in Smash when she does some of her moves, like some of her clothes, like on her sleeve, will do that. Yeah. Because she's using her hair to attack, and her clothes are her hair. In the game, she can get like, obviously you don't see nipple or crotch itself, but you see everything you need to see that, oh yeah, she naked and she doing this move. Man, that's Bayonetta.
Like some games really have some motherfuckers out there really thirsting over them, bro. Like what was that whole Bowsette shit? Remember that? You heard about that shit?
And that wasn't even a character that happened. That character didn't even happen. That's the worst part. That's just the fans going crazy because someone's like, I want to put titties on Bowser. And they were like, yes, Bowser. And I'm like, come on now.
That if you go on like a porn site, you would see like billions of like videos and thumbnails of girls like, ooh, I'm Bowser. And I bet people probably throwing money at these motherfuckers just because they put on the Bowser outfit.
Guys will throw money at girls. Like, we mentioned OnlyFans earlier, I think. Didn't I?
Yeah, we did.
We mentioned OnlyFans earlier. That's not necessarily a porn thing either.
It's not
a lot of them.
Be.
No, I'm saying a lot of them don't even like. Some there are more than likely in the infinite amount of people that do OnlyFans. I'm sure there are ones that do porn on there, but there, from what I've heard. Because I refuse to do the OnlyFans thing. I ain't that fucking desperate where I gotta fucking simp online just to be like, ooh, a woman showing herself, barely showing her cleavage. Oh yeah, give it to me. No, what?
Okay, what the?
No, get that shit out of here. But kudos to you if that is you. Congrats, you do get yours the way you get yours. I suppose. Who am I to judge? I was single well into my 30s, so I can't judge anybody for being desperate. I'm just saying I ain't desperate. So the bottom line is,
we have some of the most
OnlyFans has some things.
Fucking comments. Live your life. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a bitch, but if you want to be a little,
no, I just said I understand being a loser. I was a loser well into my 30s. Well into my 30s. I was a loser way longer than half of these people. So I get it. I fucking get it. Trust me, I get it. The bottom line is there's a certain degree that I will not go myself. I'm not going to do it, but I'm not going to yell at other people for doing it.
What's the old girl who wore like it's like the game character, she wore like the skirt or something, be some crap.
The girl that wore the skirt.
I know that don't help with a motherfucker. I think she had purple hair. B2 or some shit like that.
2B.
2B. Yeah, I seen that shit everywhere too.
She was a character in Soul Calibur 6. She was a DLC character for Soul Calibur 6. She's a guest character. She's from Nier Automata. That's the series she's from. Soul Calibur 6 decided we want her as a guest character. Boy, did the thirsty people buy her. Now me, I never played the Nier games because I have a weird aversion to popular things. It's weird. There are some things that if they get too popular before I get into them, I'm going to be hesitant to play them. Like, I'm probably never going to play any of the Nier games. And that was fine.
What game?
Huh? Nier?
Yeah, what games?
Nier. Nier. That's the series 2B is from. She's a robot. Okay. She's a robot chick who the developer apparently went out and said he put extra work into making sure her ass was sculpted in the best way he wanted possible.
That sounds so perverted.
Yeah, no, I'm saying he was unashamed saying this. And a lot of fans always talked about, oh yeah, that ass though. Like the friends I have that have played those games are like, oh, yeah, Nier. Oh, so I can't wait till 2B's in there. That ass though. And I'm like,
part of me wants to just look her up whenever we finish, just so I can see if this.
And so she gets put in the game.
Not even to get turned on from it, but I just gotta see now.
Now I play fighting games.
Mm-hmm.
I play fighting games. Okay, I even went to Evo.
A little bit.
It's Evo. You can see EVO on there. I play fighting games. I got this shirt at Evo 2019, where I went to play Soul Calibur 6 as one of the 4 games I went to play. So while I'm playing this 2B character gets out. I'm like, okay, here's the character everybody's always crazy about, quote unquote, that ass dough. Ha 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 ha. All right, let's see what she's about. Maybe she's cool. Maybe she's a badass. And like one of the first, and I love. Does she suck? As a character, as a fighting game character, she was really fucking strong when she was released. I didn't know how to fight her. I hated fighting her because I hate losing, and I lost to her a lot. But one of the first win quotes that she had was like, some little floating robot says something to her. She's like, I see. And I was on stream when I was doing this, and I was like, and she's boring too? No, fuck this shit. What the hell? Y'all were just here talking about, oh, that ass. No, I don't give a fuck about this fucking ass. I don't give a fuck. At least can she be cool? Can she be a badass or something? No, she's boring as shit. All she has to her is that she has an ass. Fuck this shit. I refuse to play the Nier games, and I refuse to play them because of her in Soul Calibur 6. It had the adverse effect. You put those DLC characters in other games to sell that game, you know? And I'm sure Nier sold a hell of a lot more copies because the guy's like, the ass. And I'm like, fuck you. Okay? My body is having a negative reaction to this individual. Okay, now that cough was involuntary. I didn't try to cough there, but clearly my body is not reacting well to 2B. To be or not to be, I will choose not to be every time. There is no question. I don't care if you think I'm nobler of the mind or not, but I will throw a sling of arrows your way if you think that I am a 2B simp. Now.
First First of all,
where
man,
were we? DLC characters. But yes, I'm a simple guy. If there's a DLC character in a game I like, I'm gonna fucking buy it, and I'll probably buy the season pass. Like if I care about the character enough, I'll probably buy the season pass for those DLC characters, like I did with Smash Brothers Ultimate. Because when they first came out with the DLC characters, they're like, "This is Joker from Persona Arena 5," and I'm like, I didn't play Persona Arena 5. I get that he's popular. Or Persona 5. Sorry, not Persona Arena 5. I apologize, Persona fans. But I haven't played any of the Persona games. No, that's a fan base all on its own. That's a fucking cult of a fan base out there. So I'm like, I didn't play those games, but cool for the Persona fans. You got your Joker. Alright, who else you got? Oh, Banjo from Banjo-Kazooie. Again.
That makes sense. I
have some friends that well, it's rare in Microsoft now. Yeah, it was on the N64, but I'm like, good. I didn't play those games, but congratulations, Banjo fans. Y'all have been asking for Banjo forever. I'm happy for you.
That makes sense.
Oh, SNK's putting a character in the game. Oh, they got this interesting trailer where they have a bunch of people from the King of Fighter series all trying to catch an invitation to Smash, and everybody's trying to catch it and they're missing it, huh?
Super Android 13. You know he looked like his ass. Anyway.
So, yeah. Terry came way before him. But Terry ends up being the guy to pick it up, and I was like, well, I guess I'm buying the season pass when I get home. You had me at Terry Bogard, and sure enough, I bought the season pass. And then
Go ahead.
What's the season pass?
Yeah, what's the season pass? Exactly?
All the characters for like cheap. All the DLC characters in that particular set or season.
So you pay a particular like amount of money?
You pay less for the bundle than you do for each individual one. So like if you bought each individual one separately, you would pay more than if you bought the bundle.
So you wanted Terry, but you went ahead and just bought everybody instead of just buying him and saying fuck everybody else.
Yep.
You were like, if I'm gonna get the game, I might as well get the game.
If I'm gonna get the Terry, I might as well get them all. It's not like I hated those other characters. I was just like, well, I guess I'm doing it. And then season 2 comes around. And they had another good character or whatever. So season 2 comes around. They're like, here's a chick from the game ARMS, which released on the Switch. It's literally an in-house Nintendo character, whatever. It's about a first party. Here's a character from a Nintendo game that you may or may not have played. We're going to put our own shit in the game. I understood it. Not for me, though. I'm a pass. I don't even play this game. Then they had Steve from Minecraft. Which Minecraft is the best-selling game of all time. And if you're doing an homage to all things gaming, I guess you might as well put Steve in there, huh? So they did it.
All ages play it, but less of our generation, I guess you could say. But all ages play it, so.
Yeah, it's still one. As long as they don't fucking put Fortnite in there, I don't care what they put in that game. So they did that, and
the next one gonna have it. Watch.
Maybe. Doesn't matter though, because at the Video Game Awards last year, they showed something, and it was pretty much the trailer for this game, and the main opening cutscene for the story is the whole cast dealing with this big bad evil thing called Galeem that kills everybody. And this trailer had everybody in the game fighting against Galeem and like losing, and then all of a sudden Galeem gets cut in half. And then some music starts up. And on the first note, I'm like, I guess I'm buying the season pass again. Because the person who killed it was not a hero, but a villain in and of himself. A guy with a super duper long ass sword and long gray hair with a black trench coat. You might not have played the game, but it was Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII.
I was gonna say Sephiroth, but I was like, no. I'm gonna say that. Okay.
Yeah, it was just literally like you see the thing get cut in half, and you're like, who the fuck just one shot the final boss of the game? Dun 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 dun, dun. Oh. And you could go on YouTube and look up reactions. Everybody had like the same reaction to like the same like first 2 seconds of the song. It's like, did they? No.
Cloud had already been in the game.
Yeah, and now we got, so no one thought Sephiroth would be put in there. You already got your Final Fantasy representative, especially one from 7. You're not gonna put in another one from 7. Oh, they did. They put in motherfucking Sephiroth. I'd be cool with Titus. I'd have bought the season pass for him too.
With his own terrible acting ass. Yeah. Fuck out of here.
I love Titus.
Fucking put Yuna in that motherfucker. Yuna gonna have summons.
That would be so godlike.
That seems like
Final Fantasy X is my second favorite Final Fantasy. So
that was a fun Final Fantasy. That game, me and Ibn, for y'all who are just tuning in and don't necessarily know, first of all, thank you for being here and just tuning in, or thank you for watching more than just one episode. Either way, we thank y'all for listening / watching. Anyway, for those just tuning in, Ibn is my brother. All right, so my big brother. And me and Ibn, actually, one thing that we were doing on PlayStation 2 was we were taking turns, like, pass the controller back and forth. And we were taking turns playing Final Fantasy X, like, the single person thing, but as 2 people. And, it, just some bonding fun shit to do. But something happened along the lines. It was taking a while or some shit like that. Either I lost interest or Ibn got antsy, or maybe a little bit of both. So Ibn just went ahead and played, but it was fun times, man. I am not a big RPG dude, and I'm not necessarily a big Final Fantasy person by proxy. Don't hate the games, just not big on them. But I had a lot of fun playing Final Fantasy X and leveling up and all that shit. But speaking of passing the controller back and forth and playing it, and I don't know if Ibn necessarily remembers this as fondly as I do. I know we both had a good time. I don't know if he remembers it as fondly as I do, though. But one of my favorite memories, man, playing games was the first PlayStation. We didn't have PlayStation. We had PlayStation 2. But the first PlayStation, the first Metal Gear Solid. And we collectively beat that game. And that was some fun shit. Just pass the controller back and forth, playing Metal Gear Solid together, and collectively beat the game. The end, the very, 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 very end, and I mean, I guess I'm gonna do the Pete where the motherfucking shit came out like what, 2000 maybe even before that. So if you ain't played it by now, you're not going to fucking play it, let alone finish it, because Metal Gear Solid is so goddamn long to the point where you can't even skip the fucking 20-minute cutscenes. Who decided to do that shit? You can only kind of pause them and not all the time.
Metal Gear Solid 4 is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, Hideo Kojima, I love you, but anyway.
Legit 90-minute cutscene at one point in that game.
Good Lord. Good fucking God. Whose idea? Who greenlit that shit? Because they know the fans gonna keep on watching.
It was Metal Gear Solid 4. They knew they had your money.
Well, and I was gonna say too, and as much as we don't like it, they legitimately do put time and effort into those cutscenes. So, but what I was gonna say was the very, very, very end of Metal Gear Solid, like I said, spoiler alert, but you played it, right, Pete?
I played. I played them. I played 1 through 4.
The very, very end, like the very end, with what is it, Otacon and Snake sitting on the bike, and then the little like speed like snow bike or whatever before they ride off. He's like, "What's your real name? Hal. What's yours? Dave. Hal and Dave." And they drop. That was kind of fucking stupid. I'm not even gonna lie. that was kind of dumb.
It doesn't necessarily have to be those two, right?
What you mean?
You could actually save Meryl, and then it's you and Meryl at the end.
Is that the
Meryl's the main chick of the game?
No, I remember, but when
she gets shot. I think she gets shot by Sniper Wolf, and you have to like save her from dying or some shit. You can do that and actually save her, and then she's like around later in the game, and you finish the game with you and her at the end.
And they ride off into the sunset, or whatever.
Kind of.
Okay.
They did when people thought that the Otacon ending was the canon one, that you don't save her because Meryl doesn't show up at all in Metal Gear Solid 2.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, oh, I guess that was the canon ending. And then she shows up again in Metal Gear Solid 4, and you're like, so what? What happened? I guess their relationship didn't work out or whatever, but what?
I remember when we watched it, and I watched it. I remember we played it. Like I said, we had a lot of fun. Metal Gear Solid was ahead of its time on a lot of shit. But I remember we played it, and then after that, Ibn jumped to Metal Gear Solid 3. I played a little bit. We were doing separate. I think we tried maybe playing together for a second. Then we started doing separate. I lost interest on that game quick. Just wasn't my thing. Had fun with it. Didn't hate it. Just wasn't my thing. Ibn loved it. Ibn beat that motherfucker. Ibn went and then played Sons of Liberty, or one of them, whichever one was
Two.
What the fuck is so funny?
Oh, your Solid 3 is mine and a lot of people's favorite one in the series. So I just think it's funny. You found it boring and didn't like it.
I never said it was boring. I just said it didn't hold my interest for real to make me want to keep playing. That's not boring per se, but it's just I don't try to be this way. People,
I know you don't. That's why I'm laughing. I'm not actively accusing you of trying to be this way. I'm just laughing.
I know you're not.
At how different.
Two of my friends have said, not like to my face, like a whole lot, but two of my friends have said that they think that I like purposely try to be a contrarian. I don't try to dislike things. Fuck you. No, I don't.
Not on everything. That's what hence the little bit.
I don't try to dislike things that everybody else likes. I just happen to. Give me one example of something that you think that I purposely.
The badge of honor you proudly wore, which now it's like congratulations. That was which was a very smart decision on you. You might not have tried to do it, but
we had a whole episode.
Game of Thrones.
We had a whole episode. Wait a minute. Oh, Game of Thrones. Okay, I thought you were about to say something else.
Oh no.
I'll tell you off the video, and it's nothing inappropriate.
Is it about wrestling? Because I want to know.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Oh no, we had a whole. We're almost done.
No, I want to know now. I want to know where you were going, because I'll probably agree.
Well, I'll say this real quick. I wasn't being a contrarian to not having watched Game of Thrones. What I was saying,
you were so like, I'm happy I'm the only person that hasn't watched Game of Thrones.
I've never said that shit. I've never said that shit. I said I have never watched Game of Thrones, not by choice. It just happened. But I have to be one of the few people that hasn't seen it. Mm. I'm happy I'm one of the few people that didn't watch Harry Potter. You can call me a contrarian for that then.
I mean, I'm in the same boat with you. Those books are too long. Said the guy that's read 50 years worth of X-Men and read through One Piece multiple times.
Ain't no pictures in
Ain't no pictures in Harry Potter. That's exactly what I tell people. I'm like, ain't no pictures in Harry Potter.
But no, what was I gonna say? So I didn't purposely not watch Game of Thrones, and I don't wear it as a badge of honor that I didn't watch it. I just didn't see it. That's all that is.
What's the wrestling thing? It's too late. I've said wrestling like 4 times. By the way, here you go. There's a video that's our most hated video on our channel about the Iconics. I just want to say our opinions have changed since then, or at least mine has.
Mine is too.
So our opinions have changed.
So disparaging within the first 3 seconds.
I did not like them when they first came out. Obviously, that's by design because they're heels. Yeah. They were definitely meant to be annoying. I feel like we might have said that in the video that we knew they were meant to be annoying, but we hated them at the start. It worked way too well, but then they grew on us. Anyway, haha, I've actually gone in more further into the topic. Now tell me what this What are
You
your
made the
takes?
whole video without. Okay, all right.
Did we mention it last video with the trivia?
Probably.
Oh, okay.
I don't know that one. I'm not sure about.
Yeah,
But
we might have already broke the streak.
Up until episode 13, we definitely were doing it.
Gotcha.
Okay. Even we did more dilemmas than you apparently like. I didn't even realize did the light the views, and then I went back and re-listened to the raw footage of that, and I was like, he did sing this. So yeah, okay. I thought you were gonna say, which I don't even consider as being contrarian. What I'm about to say, but I don't consider it being contrarian. I consider it being I don't like it because when saying you ain't wowed me doesn't well, that could be contrarian shit, I guess. But I wasn't purposely trying to dislike it. It hadn't wowed me. People condemned me. Come to find out, everybody agreed. Roman Reigns before he went ahead and turned heel now, and everybody does like him.
Oh, that was very much the popular opinion amongst the real fans.
You were one of them who thought that I was fucking crazy. When Roman Reigns was in the Shield.
If he was in the Shield the first run and you hated him, I will say that I liked Roman Reigns then. I hated him once they broke up because the way they tried to ham fist him on the people.
When Roman Reigns first started in the Shield, and we do have to close this out. So when Roman Reigns first started in the Shield, I remember being like, yo, I think that the big star of this shit is Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns gives you highlights and moments, but he's not the oh my god. Everybody else was like, oh my god, Roman fucking Reigns. And for me saying,
I like the angry Berkey people.
Let me finish. For me saying that Roman Reigns was not as good as everybody else was saying, because everybody else was damn near crapping their pants every time he did a fucking hoo-ah at that moment. And for me saying he wasn't that good, everybody was like, the fuck, I don't care. Well, you ain't gotta like Ibn. You ain't gotta like him. Just because you don't like him. Everybody thought it was crazy.
Okay, I don't think I called you a contrarian for that. But I'm also not going to sit here and have you insult my intelligence by saying I thought he was more talented than Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. No, he was my favorite because he just yelled at people and ran into them. And I like that.
You didn't call me a contrarian. I'm not saying you thought he was more talented than them. I'm just saying that's what I thought you were going to say, because I do somewhat wear it as a badge of honor, because all the people, when I said that I thought at the time that Roman Reigns hadn't really necessarily proved himself to me, and I got called crazy, that then all the people who then later agreed with my ass, I do wear that as a little bit of badge of honor. Now, if you want to call it a contrarian, okay. But I thought that's what you were going for.
Nah, there are certain things that you do it with, and I mean, I can be contrarian too. Like, I refuse to read Harry Potter my damn self. I don't care.
If you want to call it that,
there's a lot of popular, and I just said earlier, there's a lot of popular shit that the more popular it is before I get into it, the less likely I am to get into it. If I had not got into One Piece when I did, I would never have read it.
But all that being
it took me forever to get into Dragon Ball Z.
Just because everybody liked it?
Well, because I saw the first episode and hated it.
It's gonna take me a while to get back into Dragon Ball, pretty much for the same reason. If I ever do get back.
Pokemon took me a while to get into back in the day.
Oh, you tripping? Pokemon back in the day was the shit. But no. Hopefully y'all are able to get into this episode and get into the Whatever We Want podcast and stay all up in the Whatever We Want podcast. And please don't leave us. We like you. We love you. We want some more of you. We want you here. We want y'all to just stay here. Please stay with the Whatever We Want podcast and don't go nowhere. And if you want some more, grounded in the air, flowing in the chair, I missed the lyrics up. Just don't go nowhere. Because, if you want to see some more of your boy, then you can go ahead and follow me, Superjaz.
Superjaz.
Follow me, like the page on Facebook. That would be Superjaz. You can go ahead and follow me on Twitter. That would be Superjaz2. So that would be Superjaz number 2. Go ahead and find me. Follow me on Instagram, Forever Superjaz, forever spelled correctly. And I also MC from time to time. So you can look up my EP, Too Much Free Time. Everything spelled correctly on there. And then also keep looking out for the album, My Secret Identity, which will hopefully be dropping sometime this motherfucking year. Lockdown is really prolonging shit because everything's out of pocket. Yay, bills. Anything, anyway. Pete, tell me something good. You know what you looking like? You looking like I'm Woody. Howdy. I don't know if you get that reference.
I'm assuming it's Toy Story.
But I don't know if you get exactly what I'm talking about.
No. No, I was mainly just going for you, doing what you do with me. Anyway, y'all know where y'all can find me. You can find me here. You can also find me at my YouTube channel. That's Feogrande, Feo Grande, spelled the way it is. It's all one word. Also, I stream every day in 2021 on twitch.tv/Giotavi. That's Giotavi. I mainly play like fighting games. Lately, though, I've been going through the X-Men Legends series because I really love me some X-Men. And yeah, so I've been doing that as well. And I'm starting to form a bit more of a schedule with my everyday streamings to keep the variety up. But stop on by. Eventually plan to go through my favorite series, God of War, throughout the year as well. Yeah.
Word. Hey, everybody, please keep coming back. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't. We really appreciate you guys because, I mean, one of us has to know. I don't. Or maybe you can tell me. What the fuck? What are we going to talk about next time?
Whatever we want.
I was like, if this dude, I thought if you were going to echo mimic yourself, I was like, what the fuck?
Do you know what I was doing? People can say it in the comments if they can tell. And if they can't, haha, more jokes that I can laugh at on my own. All right, have a good one, everybody. Adios.